All right. Welcome to Prep Rally. I'm your host, Chip Sousa. I'm the sports editor of the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Got a really big show lined up today, including coverage of some huge basketball games played Tuesday night. We'll have a recap of the state indoor track meet that was last week in Fayetteville, and also a look ahead at the Big West Conference wrestling meet that's this weekend over at Bentonville West. We'll start with basketball, where there are a number of key games on Tuesday night in the 7A West Conference. The Bentonville Tigers, one of the hottest teams in 7A, went on the road last night on Tuesday night and routed Van Buren 61-35 to maintain a share of the conference lead. Tigers were never threatened in this game, jumped out to a 30-10 lead, never looked back. The Tigers have now won 10 of their last 12 games since starting the season with a 2-7 record, and will host Springdale Harbor on Friday. Harbor and Bentonville are tied for the lead in the 7A West, each team with 8-1 records. Harbor got a little scared Tuesday night against crosstown rival Springdale, but the Wildcats rallied late for a 55-49 win to set up that big game on Friday night. Henry Apple, our beat reporter for Bentonville, spoke with Bentonville head coach Jason McMahon after the game. Let's hear what.
Sure, why not? Jason, I was sitting there thinking this morning, we were talking about in our staff meeting. At one time, this team was 2-7 and
really 2-8 if you count the benefit game almost, right?
Yeah. Well, we don't count benefit games,
so it felt like 2-8.
Yeah. But what a turnaround for your guys, and now you're fixing to play for first place in the conference Friday night.
Yeah. You know, I don't think our team ever lost faith in that we could be a good team. We were battling through a lot of junk with the injuries that we had, and we had a lot of changes that we needed to make, and our guys just stuck to it. And we always say in our program that players trusting players, players trusting coaches, coaches trusting players, and coaches trusting coaches is what we're about. And even when we were 2-7, we still had that. And so I think our character's really high, and that's why we're able to play like this now.
On the girls' side, the Springdale Harbor Lady Wildcats have been waiting on the return of junior guard Macy Maines since the start of conference play. Well, Maines returned to the court Tuesday night, and she played a huge role in Harbor's 49-34 win at Springdale. Although she just scored 8 points, her spark in the game was big for Springdale Harbor, a team that really did not score a point in their loss Friday night to Rogers. So with Harbor now back at full strength, the Lady Wildcats will definitely be a team to watch and keep an eye on in the next few weeks as conference play reaches an end and teams get ready for the state tournament. We'll take a break here and come right back. We're going to take a look at some exciting action in the lower classifications. We want you to take a look at some great photos that have been taken by our Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette photography staff over the last weekend. As we move down in the lower classifications, there was a big upset Tuesday night in the 4A1 conference as Prairie Grove upended the Pea Ridge boys 59-52, handing the Blackhawks just their second loss of the season. That loss knocked Pea Ridge from a number 1 seed in next week's 4A1 conference tournament in Berryville, and Huntsville will now be that number 1 seed. The Tigers led by 10 points in the fourth quarter and held off a Pea Ridge rally late to secure the upset win. Over in Gentry Tuesday night, although the outcome didn't shake up the conference standings that much, the Pioneers certainly excited their home crowd as they rallied from a 10-point deficit in the fourth quarter to beat Greenland 67-66. Gentry's Austin Morris grabbed a rebound off a missed Greenland free throw with about 10 seconds left and raced the length of the floor to hit a layup just before the buzzer. We have video of Morris's late-game heroics here, so let's see that final play unfold. Although his team didn't get the win last night, Greenland's Zach Wolf put on a show in Gentry, scoring 39 points. I'm telling you, I couldn't score 39 if you left me in the gym for an hour by myself. In 3A basketball, it's February, and the Greenland Lady Pirates are starting to peak, so stop me if you've heard that before. On Tuesday, Greenland fell behind Gentry by 17 points early on, but took control in the third and fourth quarters to take a 55-43 win. Greenland's already locked down the number 1 seed in the 3A1 conference for next week's district tournament, and they've also already locked down a spot in the regional tournament. Both the district tournament and the regional tournament will be held in Charleston. So the district tournament will be next week, and then the regional will follow that. And both Greenland and Charleston, the 2 number 1 seeds, have already secured a spot in that regional. We spoke with Greenland coach Alan Barton after Tuesday night's game, which is always a great interview. Here are his thoughts on where his team is heading into postseason play.
Coach got down early tonight, got down by 17 at one point. What was the cause of the early struggles?
They were just a little more aggressive, and we got stuck down trying to help on the bigs, and they were getting some good shots at the top. So we made a little adjustment, started going behind, quit asking the girls to help from behind and worry about their shooters on the outside. I think that changed the game.
What do you feel like the big turning point was? You guys ended the third quarter, started the fourth quarter on a 14-0 run. Did you feel like that was a turning point for you?
Yeah, well, I actually thought it was in the second quarter where we made our comeback. I mean, like I told the girls, we were buried. It was 17-5, 22-5 in the second quarter, and they started working the short gaps, and Fiona started working the free throw line. Started attacking, they collapsed, give Redmond, I think she made 3 threes maybe in the second quarter, which just cut into the lead. That's all we were doing, is trying to cut into the lead and make it respectable, because they had us buried. Toby had his girls ready today.
Let's shift our focus over to track and last weekend's state indoor track meet in Fayetteville. The indoor track meet is not an Arkansas Activities Association sanctioned meet, so the records that were set won't be considered for AAA records, but the performances were exceptional nonetheless in this track meet. Rogers' Hannah Martin broke the indoor state record in the high jump not once but twice on Saturday. Martin, who is this week's Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette Athlete of the Week, cleared 5'7" on her second attempt. She and teammate Elise Randalls had a nice battle going back and forth in the high jump, with Martin going just a little bit higher at the end. Both of these jumpers will be ones to watch as the spring track season begins in a few weeks. Hannah Luders also added big points for Rogers, who won the team title. She won the 200. And Rogers won the team title, just edging past Bentonville. On the boys' side, Jake Benninghoff of Rogers, he had a big day in the high jump as well. He went 6'10", so keep an eye on him as the spring track season comes around the corner in just a few weeks. This young man will have a shot at 7 foot this spring. The Springdale Harbor boys won the team title by a wide margin over Bentonville, and this marks the first time that a team from Springdale has ever won a track state title. Wildcats got a pair of first-place finishes from pole vaulter Zach McWhorter. He won his event, and then the Harbor team also got big points in the 4x400 relay by winning that. In wrestling, last week was the big dual state meet over in Van Buren, and Bentonville won that meet. This weekend, the action shifts over to Bentonville West as they host the Big West Conference meet on Friday and Saturday. Both Bentonville and Harbor will be favorites for that one. And, of course, the wrestlers will be wrestling this week for to vie for berths in the state wrestling tournament, which will be in a couple of weeks in Little Rock. We'll have full coverage of the conference meet in Sunday's Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. That's it for this week's Prep Rally. Be sure and check out the coverage of all Northwest Arkansas sports in the Democrat-Gazette. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the game. Welcome to Prep Rally. I'm your host, Chip Souza. filling in for Vernon Tarver, who's no longer with us anymore. Vernon, he's gone. Went to work for the city of Springdale. Thank God. Thought I'd never get rid of him. Oh, hey. Hello, hello. Test, test, test. Checky, check, check. Mic check, mic check. Hey, hey, hey.